You guys are literally so far away. This feels so awkward. I feel stupid. This might just have to do. Hey guys, welcome back. I want to quickly chat before we actually get into today's video. Basically explaining why this video is a spontaneous video. So, I was filming a vlog my last weeks of basically the last week of school. I was vlogging, and while I was rendering it yesterday, it kept showing up you know when you're watching a commercial and it has that little error kind of screen? Yeah, it was giving me that. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna try it tomorrow. So I render it again and it does the exact same thing. So I'm like, okay, so it was only doing it for a few clips, but it was more than half of my video. So I rendered the full thing, including that error screen, and then I took the clips that were still okay, and then I replaced the clips that weren't working with clips with the same clips again. Then I rendered again, and it kept giving these issues, but a few more clips were working. And I've basically edited it 20 times to the point where I don't even like the video anymore, so we're scrapping that. I was watching YouTube as a normal teenage girl does, and I saw Allie. She did what I've read so far this year, and it made me remember it's June, which is halfway through the year, and I thought, why not just update you guys on all the books that I have read this year, as well as my official ratings, because I have changed a few since when I've talked about them. Oh my god, I have one more book I have to add. I'm going to share every single book that I have read so far this year, as well as my official ratings. So let's just get into this, because I need to edit this video and get it up by tomorrow, and I'm going to camp. So I'm going to talk about this not in order of how I read it, because that's on my phone and I don't feel like getting my phone over here. So what we are going to do is I'm just going to go through all the books. You can probably see what order I read it in on Goodreads. If you want to check that out, it's linked down below as always. I am going to go in order of how I ranked it. So we're going to start with my lowest ranking, which was 3 stars. I got 2 books that were rated 3 stars so far. First one is Where the Crawdads Sing. Honestly, I really like this book. It was a little bit slow, and I feel like the plot could have been a little bit better. I absolutely adored seeing her childhood. However, I didn't really see the murder mystery part of this book. It didn't really have a strong trying to figure out what happened, and I just hated how rushed the ending felt. It was just happy ending, and then no. It went by too quick, but it was nonetheless a really good book. I enjoyed it, gave it 3 stars. Would I recommend reading it? Sure. Would I read it again? No. The next book that I gave 3 stars, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This book, once again, Where the Crawdads Sing, this was a good book. Don't get me wrong. It was a good book. However, I just kind of felt it was slow, and even the ending, as I said, I wasn't really pleased with the ending. However, just the way the author writes this book is so magical. The descriptions, you feel really bad for Addie, and it's just overall a really good book. It is slow though, so and you feel something's about to happen and then it doesn't, and you're kind of okay. So these 2 books I gave 3 stars. I feel I've mentioned both of these on my channel before. Maybe I didn't. I don't really remember anymore. So yeah. Oh my god. Help. Help. How many books did I read? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books. 13 books this year. So the next category, the next section we're going to talk about is my 4-star reads, which makes up a huge chunk of all my books. I read Percy Jackson. This book series is really enjoyable. I just had a really hard time getting into the book at the start, but then after it was perfect. I really enjoyed it. Like, I have nothing really much to say about this entire book series. Like, it's just such a fast-paced book. It's easy to read and it's enjoyable. That's like literally all I can tell you about these books. I read the X Hacks, actually. I think I started it on Halloween and then I finished it into the new year. I was in a really bad book slump. It wasn't a bad book. To be honest, I don't remember much about this book. I think it was cute, but it wasn't much of a special read. But it was enjoyable. I would recommend anyone read it, especially if you want like a Halloween, cute, like autumn themed romance. It's cute. I'm gonna talk about all three, which is the entire Inheritance Games series. I gave 4 stars. I feel like they were all really enjoyable. I read them extremely quickly. They're just such an easy set of books to read. However, I just feel like it wasn't as good as it was lived up to be, but like nonetheless, I recommend reading it. Like genuinely, it's a good book series. I love learning and reading about her and them all, like the mystery, the games that they constantly play, mind games. It's really interesting. Also, I hate that the Final Gambit is the only hardcover and the first 2 is soft. I read Love and Other Words as well. I really have no complaints about this book. I didn't love it as much as I thought I would like it. But like, it was cute, it was easy to read. It was childhood friends to lovers, which I absolutely love. The last book, oh yeah, I thought that was like the end of the video. It was like, that was quick. But no, I read Addicted to You, and I feel like at some parts I was kind of annoyed with them a little bit. So, which is why I kind of gave it 4 stars, but overall it's a really good book. I love Lily and Lo and the relationship so much. I am going to talk about more about them later on into this video, but basically she is addicted to sex, he is addicted to alcohol. So that officially ends my 4-star reads, and for the last bit of this video, I'm going to be talking about the few books that I gave 5 stars. First book, if you had been with me, I cried. If my vlog that I was going to post instead of this video was going to be real, if it was actually a video, you would have seen me crying at the end of this. This book was a little bit corny at the start, which is why I was kind of like iffy. But I feel like it was a really genuinely good book. I highlighted so much because just the way that the author describes that the love that they have for each other. But basically, childhood friends, 2 lovers, they have these totally different friend groups in high school, and they slowly start to reconnect with each other, kind of cross paths again, until she realizes that it's potentially too late. This is the kind of book where from the very beginning you know what's going to happen in the end, and then when the end happens you're crying. I'm going to talk about the next 2 with each other because it's the same series. We have the rest of the Addicted series, well, 2 of the books. We have Ricochet, which is, I believe it's just a novella, and then we have Addicted for Now. I feel like this is definitely my favorite. Like, this book didn't have really any low, so I'm not going to really go into depth with these 2 books because they are in the middle of the series, and I feel like I don't want to give too much out, but these books were incredible. I am obsessed with Lily and Lo's relationship, and especially in Addicted for Now, you get to see, even actually both of these books, you get to see more relationships with the rest of their families, and it makes me so excited. The next book is Kiss the Sky, which is about Rose and Connor, which I'm really excited about. The last book I have is Song of Achilles. This book was incredible. I talked about it in a vlog, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. It's a historical romance, kind of. It's so good. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you guys enjoy. Hope to see you guys in the next one.